So, as I mentioned in my last video, I'm on vacation and I figured I'd be pretty safe from much gaming news with E3 on the horizon, and as you can imagine, I was pretty disappointed when Nintendo announced a Nintendo Direct was going down that I wouldn't be able to stream. But when I saw it was specifically a Direct for Mario Maker 2, I felt a little bit better. I mean, how much could they really be doing with Mario Maker 2, innovating on the first one? I figured I probably wouldn't even need to do a video on it. As you can tell by the existence of this video, I was wrong. I wasn't ready for this Direct. I'm not going to run down every new thing they showed, as at that point you're better off just watching the Direct. But yeah, an insane amount of different features to add more variety to the levels you build. Obviously the slopes were highly demanded and we saw those previously. There's a new water mechanic where you can set the height of the water, make it rise into certain levels at different intervals. This works with all the liquidy substances like lava and poison. You can set bullet bills to go whichever direction you choose and add a homing function to them. You can set clear conditions, which I thought was really cool. So it can be, instead of just getting to the goal, like kill all the dry bones or pick up all the one-ups. So yeah, just so many cool additions. In terms of the major stuff though, the game is getting a story mode. It's going to revolve around Mario having to rebuild Peach's castle by going through a series of over 100 levels designed by Nintendo devs using the Mario Maker tools. Besides providing what will likely be some of the more finely crafted levels we'll play, this will also give players a better understanding on how the different level building mechanics can be used, both on their own and together, and give you, ideas for how to build your own levels. We also got new course themes, the desert, snow, forest, and sky. Besides these unique fundamental bases, they're also introducing this moon feature that changes them. Obviously, it changes them to like a night theme, but this also adds new mechanics into the way these types of courses play. Like, it can invert the gravity so you're upside down, or make the ice super slippery in the snow levels. My favorite was actually the ghost house. If you put the night filter on it, this lowers the light levels and gives you that classic flashlight effect, so the player can't see much of their surrounding, just what's immediately around Mario. They also introduced a new, what they're calling extra game style of Super Mario 3D World. This style is going to have unique mechanics not found in the other versions, like being able to use the catsuit to climb on stuff, throw boxes to use as platforms, so it's kept separate. You're still creating 2D environments, so don't get too excited, but it's cool seeing even more opportunities with build options in this game, and there's the potential for more. As many have pointed out, this extra game styles section seems to have space for at least one more style, so maybe DLC or something like that. Would be insane, in my opinion, if it was Mario Odyssey themed, and they let you use Cappy to, take control of enemies and stuff. Again, obviously, it's still going to be 2D, but I think you could have some cool options if you were able to take control of different enemies in the environment. The online hub has also been greatly improved. Seems like it's going to be easier to find not only the better courses, but the ones more suited to your playstyle with a nice tag system in that. So you can search for like auto-scrolling ones or puzzle-solving levels. You get your own online profile too, with like a Mii character that you can dress up with different clothing that you unlock for completing online challenges. You rack up these points from having people play your levels, and I think by playing other people's levels as well. And speaking of online functionality, that was probably where they included the biggest surprise. Super Mario Maker 2 will offer 4-player versus or co-op through online, which does mean everyone will need their own Switch, but still, you're going to be able to have that ultimate troll fest, completing with others in a race to the goal, or band together to overcome an unfair course, perhaps. This is going to add so much more to this title in terms of replayability and also the design focus. You're going to want to find cool levels and save them to play with your friends. And when you build levels, you may want to build with a focus on multiplayer. They're going to have a tag specifically for multiplayer courses, So maybe when you're sitting down to build a new course, you can go in with that multiplayer mindset and make something more geared towards, backstabbing each other, working together as a team, or just, having something laid out better for 2, 3, or 4 players. That's just going to be so awesome. There's just so much I love about this. I'd also like to point out here, after my rant about them selling Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for a full $60 price tag, what was that, like just 4 months ago or so? This game makes that seem even more ridiculous. The fact that this title is going to be sitting on the shelf for the same price as Super Mario Bros. U, when like the original Mario Maker was 1,000 times better than Super Mario Bros. U, and this game is going to be like 1,000 times better than the original Mario Maker. Just so silly. And in terms of value, they closed this thing out with something that was perhaps even more impressive than all the stuff they added to the game. They made Nintendo Online a better value by essentially making it cheaper. 2 options were announced to save money with Super Mario Maker. One, you can buy a bundle with the game and a year of Nintendo Online for $70 in the US, which pretty much saves you $10 if you were to buy the game and the online separately. This is available both physically and digitally, and if you already have a membership, it just stacks this online time with whatever you have. But the second option, and I think this is a little bit more interesting, you can also buy 2 game download vouchers for $100 to redeem for a selection of major releases. This is only for current online subscribers, and this is not like a bunch of garbage. Some of the titles aren't a full $60, which is weird, but there's definitely great stuff in there. Super Mario Maker 2 is obviously one you can choose from. The example they actually used was getting the Super Mario Maker 2 and Smash Bros. Ultimate for $100. There's also a bunch of other upcoming titles you can use as like a pre-order. It works for Astral Chain and Fire Emblem 3 Houses, with both games I'm actually really interested in. I'm wondering if more titles, perhaps like Animal Crossing and Luigi's Mansion 3, will be added once we get dates for those, and they go up for pre-order. But what this basically does, because I've seen people say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, $20 off, but the subscription price for a year of Nintendo Online is $20, so you're pretty much getting that for free with these 2 games. Like, if they did this once per year, you could effectively not be paying for Nintendo Online because of the money you'd save by buying games that you were already going to buy, which I think makes it much easier to justify signing up for the service. The only issue, if you're a physical game collector like me, these are digital only, so that kind of sucks, but still a great value for those looking to buy these games digitally. All in all, I was extremely excited about Mario Maker 2, and now my excitement is off the charts. I mean, it seemed like there was endless amounts of content in the original Mario Maker, and now there's going to be even more, way more. This is easily going to be one of the best values in games this year, even if it doesn't end up being like that Game of the Year title for many people. I think it's going to be hard to argue that many games are a better value than this. Not to mention they're doing all these promotions to give you even more bang for your buck. Just, yeah, so awesome. Anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on this recent Nintendo Direct for Super Mario Maker 2 in the comments. What did you think about all the new features that were shown, and how has this all affected your hype towards the game? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of the Super Mario Maker 2 Nintendo Direct. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter, @JohnnyZakari, and join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends, link to both in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.